So, yesterday I went to day one of Megacon with my good friends Craig and his wife Taylor. If you guys are watching this, kudos, you guys were so awesome. It was so much fun hanging out with all you guys, with both you guys. It was so much fun to spend the day with all of you, and we should seriously do that again sometime for next convention. Just saying. So, Megacon was a lot of fun, even though it was day one, and I have this feeling, because Megacon was kind of, like, they're kind of running estimates that the weekend was going to be packed, and it was going to be over $50 to get in, so Craig suggested, hey, why don't we just go Thursday, since, Taylor and I are doing nothing, and it's going to be the cheapest day to get in, and I was like, okay, and hence we went on day one, and even day one it was packed. It was, I wouldn't say packed because the time was only 4 to 9, but it did feel there were a lot of people. There was a good number of people there. I didn't get to see any of the guests because I don't think they arrived yet, which is saddening. But still, there were some cool comic book guests, and I'll get to them. Actually, no, I'll just start off with it right now. I got to see Tom King and Scott Snyder. Yeah, got to see both of them. That was really cool. Got to see both Tom King and Scott Snyder sitting at the same desk. Well, not the same desk, but like back to one another. I wanted to get closer and talk to them a bit more, but there was already a line forming, and the con had just opened like 10 minutes ago. Keep that in mind. There was already a big-ass line for both of them. Obvious reasons. Also got to see Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, Greg Rucka as well. Yeah, I got to see those guys. That was really cool. And yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun of seeing the writers, and it was funny too because usually the writers are all in the back, but this time the writers were in the center of the con. This time they're like as we walk in, we were like, hey, wait a minute, what's with this line? Oh my God, it's Tom King. Oh my God, it's Tom King and Scott Snyder. I know a lot of people don't care much for. There are people who don't like both ends of the spectrum. But honestly, let's face it, I think they're both really good writers. I like Tom King's Batman and Scott Snyder, even though I've looked back on his New 52 Batman stuff, and it hasn't been the greatest thing. I will admit that the dude, I do love American Vampire. That's my favorite thing from him is his American Vampire comics from Vertigo. So if anything, I wanted to see Scott Snyder closer just for his work on American Vampire. Anyway, so yeah, that was kind of it. The cosplays were really cool. A lot of gender bends, and I don't mean to sound mean or anything. It's just that I see gender bend costumes all the time. This time, like today, there were it's usually like 5 at most. I see about 5 gender bend cosplays at a con. This time it was about 30. I counted 30 gender bend cosplays, and maybe there was more. I just never noticed. But yeah, there was a ton of them. Hell, when we were in line to purchase to redeem our online tickets, we were the guy in front of us was a male Raven from, of course, Teen Titans. And I'm not saying that's bad or anything. I'm just saying I've never seen so many gender bend cosplays in one sitting. That I just found that surprising to me. Not to be mean or anything. I was just like, wow, it's a big number. Rock on. I was just like, that was my only thing. I was like, rock on, everybody. I never noted. Maybe there was more, and maybe there's always been more, and maybe I've just been so stupid to never notice. But this day it was very obvious. There were some great cosplays. I think one of my favorites at that, and I didn't think anyone was going to cosplay because, again, day one, but there were some really excellent ones, like someone had cosplayed as Eric and Ursula and Ariel, and the Ariel cosplay was on like a rock and with the tail, and the Eric cosplayer was like pulling her along. I was like, oh, that's adorable. For a second, though, I thought it was the Ursula cosplayer was Morgana from the second movie. And because the hairstyle, and I said, "Are you Morgana?" She said, "No, I'm Ursula." Oh, because the color tone for Morgana and Ursula are different because hers is more dark purple, Morgana's light green. It took me aback to register. And why do I bring up Little Mermaid 2, and how do I remember that name? I hate that movie, and I saw it only 3 times. Both of which, all 3 times when I was younger, and now I'm getting too far into this. Point being, I hate Little Mermaid 2. And I can't believe I remember the name of the villain in that movie. That's the point that's the point I'm kind of working at here. What's some other good ones? A lot of good Red Hoods. There was an excellent Carnage as well. Also got to see Sailor Moon Ladybug. Yeah, that's actually becoming more of a thing I've noticed. Seeing the more Ladybug Sailor Moon mashup cosplay. I've been seeing a lot more of that. And again, no one got the cosplay. If you guys remember, last year I did a cosplay. I think I talked about it for the Tampa Bay convention. I did a cosplay where I played a Sith version of Dipper from Gravity Falls, and nobody fucking got it. Nobody. So I'm pretty sure if I went this year, everyone wouldn't have fucking got it. A lot of Dippers, too. Not a lot of Mabels, tons of Dippers, no Bills, one Stan. And it was funny, too, because the Stan cosplayer was working the Doctor Who booth. Can't fucking talk. The booth. Why do I keep saying vendor? The booth. He was working the Doctor Who booth with all these, like, workable Daleks. And everyone had been saying, oh, it's the 11th Doctor. I knew right away from the fez and the symbol on the fez. I went, oh, hi, Stan. And he just went, thank you. Fucking thank you. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. That was a lot of cool cosplays. I got to see a lot of the vendors, and I guess the point now being is, let's go, motherfucker. What did you get? And don't worry, I'll be getting that right about now. So the first thing here's the thing. We kind of perused a lot. The 3 of us kind of perused a lot because we didn't want to give in to temptation right away. I was actually the first one. The first thing I got was a Bill Cipher pop figure. I'm not a big collector of pop figures. I just like collecting pops of characters from shows I like. I'm not like, oh my god, I need this Harley Quinn and that Harley Quinn and that Harley Quinn, or that Joker and that Joker and that Joker. I just want to collect things I like. So yeah, I'm not a giant ass collector of pop figures. I just like these little pop versions from shows and of things I like. So yeah, I got the Bill Cipher pop because, yeah, fucking Gravity Falls, and when they finally came out with a pop version of that, I was like, I'm getting that. I also got a Cthulhu pop, which I did not even know was a thing. So I got, those were the only 2 pop figures of Bill Cipher and Cthulhu. If anyone else is curious of what I have, or just want to know out of curiosity, the other ones is Dapper Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. It was a Hot Topic exclusive. Caecilius, that was a gift from my sister. Daredevil, from the Daredevil TV show, like the black suit Daredevil. Rick from Rick and Morty. Kylo Ren, Amethyst, Arkham Asylum, Killer Croc, Ash. And that's it. Really, that's about Ash from Army of Darkness. I know there's another Ash pop from Ash vs. Evil Dead, but mine's from Army of Darkness. So yeah, that's my tiny pop collection. That is my tiny ass pop collection. And I'm pretty sure none of you really give a fuck. So yeah, let's talk about the stuff I got, other than the pop figures, the comics. The comics I got were Darth Maul Death Sentence. That was probably the most expensive thing I bought, for $15, really. Yeah, the pop figures were both $12 each. But yeah, the Darth Maul comic was about $15. Darth Maul Death Sentence, for those who don't know, it's a comic that is set in between the 4th and 5th season of Clone Wars and focuses on Maul and Savage. I'll be doing a review on that comic very soon. And that was the only separate issue comic I got, and that was all in one set. The rest were trades. Following that, we have the World War Hulk trade. I've been meaning to get that, even though, yeah, I love the story and I have the comic. I just wanted to get the trade of it because I have the incomplete issues, so I just went, fuck it, I'll get it for $10. That was actually the 3rd most expensive thing to buy. Then following that, we have Daredevil Yellow. I've been really wanting to read this comic forever. I've read Spider-Man Blue, but I've always wanted to read Daredevil Yellow. So Jim's tongue-tied again, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, that whole team. So I'm really looking forward to reading that comic of Daredevil Yellow, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys want me to review that as well. Then it's Iron Man Armor Wars. Yeah, Iron Man Armor Wars, which actually will be one of my first Iron Man comics. I'm not the biggest Iron Man guy, I have to admit. I'm not the biggest... it's not because of overexposure. I just never read a lot of comics that really interest me about Iron Man. So maybe if I like Armor Wars, maybe I'll start reading more Iron Man comics. Then finally, and this was actually the cheapest thing I bought, and it still blows my fucking mind, that being Batman Night Quest. If you guys don't know, Night Quest was the second arc of Nightfall with Jean-Paul Valley taking on the Batman mantle and basically becoming a new, more extreme Batman. And it's the entire coffee table omnibus. Like, this would be $30, $40. Guess how much it was? $5. I literally looked at that at the corner of the table it was on, and that's actually where I got all the other trades as well, now that I think about it. Fuck. I looked at that trade and went, holy shit. $5? It's coming. I know it's not a great... Night Quest is not an excellent story, but I'm not going to, look away from a $40 comic that is, like, only $5. Come on, guys. I'm not gonna, like, give up on that deal. So yeah, I just bought all of Night Quest for $5. Still blows my fucking mind. Oh yeah, other comic I got, and this was actually not from from I got all the other trades, I almost forgot about it, was X-Wing Rogue Squadron Masquerade, which actually would be my first time reading anything from X-Wing Rogue Squadron because it's really hard to find the Dark Horse comic. It's really hard. It's starting to get harder and harder to find Dark Horse Star Wars trades. It's literally like finding relics, for obvious reasons. So yeah, those were. So I'm really interested in reading X-Wing Rogue Squadron. So there you go. Yeah. Oh yeah, the other thing I got was a piece of fan art, and I just looked at this and I said, I want that on my wall. Is a fan art picture of Boba Fett dragging Frodo from Lord of the Rings to the Tower of Sauron. And I was like, that is awesome, I want it. But there's a bit of a funny story to that. Basically, I found it at a booth that was selling art pieces for $5, and I knew all of this shit was stolen because I had me and Taylor and Craig had just met all of the artists that this was coming from. This was literally stolen artwork, and the vendors were saying, "Oh, we took hours and hours to make all this. Really? How long did it take you to do copy and paste on the fucking artwork?" But you're probably wondering, well, did I do the smart thing and you wrap them out? Hell no! $5 art piece for that? You see, a lot of people seem to think that I have a moral high ground. I actually don't. The high ground is a small hill for me. So, yeah, I just took the art piece and left. I would have got, because they had buy two, get one free. So, honestly, I could have just spent $10 for another piece, and then been on my happy way with 3 art pieces. But I was like, nah, I'm working on a budget. That's kind of that's what always kills it for cons for me, is budget issues. So yeah, I just went renegade I just went total renegade, and took this bought this art piece. And I should have, looking back, I should have done the right thing, honestly. But the artist was actually, it's a hard thing to say, really, is that the artist was kind of being like snooty about it, so it was my revenge. In hindsight, I wasn't, in a weird way, in a weird way, I feel like it was the universe going, take this and go. But yeah, I don't have the biggest moral high ground. Apologies. Anyway, so there you go, guys. Aside from that really weird-ass story, Megacon was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I wish I could go, but yeah, I'm not getting $55 on me, and only for one day, keep in mind. So yeah. Once again, I want to thank Craig and Taylor for tagging along with me. I know they're watching right now. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will be doing reviews on those comics in the future, so watch out for that. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later.